tell us about just being the target team. You know, you guys are picked to win it by a substantial margin over Texas. What's that like? I know you're used to success, but.
I think it just kind of fuels our fire even more, knowing that we always have a target on our back. It's a lot, but I think we kind of like it, and it gives us like that edge to just keep getting better and better and never settle or become complacent. So I think we really enjoy kind of having that target on our back and not letting them take it from us.
Of course, you're multiple defending champs. You carry that. I mean, that's got to be cool, but what's that like?
I mean, it's an honor. It's great. It's super fun and exciting that we get to do that so many years in a row, and I think we're not done yet, and we just want to keep getting them every single year, and eventually a national championship we're hoping for this year, but I think just, I don't know, keeping that title and getting 9.
And you know, obviously, they've won a national title here, so that's not pie in the sky.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doable, right? So
for sure.
What about that goal?
I think it's a hard thing to do, but we're ready to do it this year, and we've already put in so much work, and we've had the great opportunity of getting all of our transfers and freshmen in the spring and early January, so we really utilized that time to just grow closer to each other and play for each other, and this group is super special, and we all are so bought into each other and the team that I think it's a super exciting year for us.
You were inserted into the starting lineup last year, and I know it's all about competition and practice, but tell me about fighting your way in, and that's a heck of a role that you play. You know,
Yes.
what has that meant to you, and especially going into this season?
I think it's a big role to fill, and it was tough at first, but I think, I don't know, it's kind of my personality. It's just competitive, and I want to keep that role, and I'm going to do everything I can to work harder and get better so I can obtain that.
You guys obviously added some new players. What are the dynamics like so far on and off the court? Who's the funniest? Who's maybe surprised you the most? Stuff like that.
I don't know. I would say the funniest is probably Berez. She's just such a bubbly, fun personality, especially like her sister too. They're both just always so happy and encouraging, and I would say she's definitely the funniest. Who surprised me the most? I would say, well, I've known Cassie for a while, but I think I didn't expect her to have kind of that like competitive fire as much as she does, so I think that's what surprised me the most.
And then what are some maybe the strengths and weaknesses of the team so far as we head into the year?
I think we have so many strengths on this team. We have so much depth, so many personalities that just gel so well together. Obviously, we have a lot of new people, so I think just finding ways that everyone fits in and works together is probably the one thing that we need to continue to grow on, but we're doing such a good job of getting to know each other off the court too, which obviously helps on the court.
What about when you start with a player like Brooklyn coming back, you know, and then you add around her? I mean, what kind of plus is that?
I mean, she's already so amazing, and just getting all those other pieces that just help build our team. It's super exciting and great that we got so many amazing transfers and freshmen, and I think it's just going to continue to build our team.
What did you think? What was your reaction when you heard that Ava was coming in?
Eva?
Yeah.
I mean, I was so excited, obviously, for good reason. She's an amazing player and person on and off the court, so I think it's just super exciting that we have her here.
Obviously, you will have some middles that are really effective at running that slide, which is something that I'm sure you're familiar with defending that too. So what has that been like coming up against Brooke? Especially trying to defend that slide. She loves that cross court.
She loves it. So no, Brooke has hit me in the head a few times down the line too. But it's honestly kind of crazy. Like to see those girls go up there and just slam that ball, like Kennedy, Lizzie, Brooke, they all have an insane slide. And it's like no matter, they all have their different shots and they all can do different things with the ball. But it works. And so it's been super fun to kind of defend it. You're kind of just ready and you're like, all right, where is this gonna go? But it's a challenge every single time. So
When you signed here, and I talked to Meredith a lot about this, a lot of it was made about like how Molly's gonna talk. You're gonna hear Molly audibly on the court. And sometimes with new players when they come in, they don't want to step on toes and they're afraid to talk.
Yeah.
So what has that been like? You are a vocal leader, which is amazing to have someone new into the program that's already this communicative, especially defensively. So
Yeah.
what's that been?
Yeah, I've even noticed kind of this summer, like I have started to become more vocal
Which is crazy.
off the court. Yeah, I know. But in the spring, being vocal on the court is super easy for me because everyone has the same goal and the same opportunities, and like the goal is to win. And so that takes communication, that takes energy, and so that has been super natural for me. But off the court, it's kind of like what you said. You don't want to step on toes. You don't want to make people mad. But there's little things that like Craig always says, like calling people up, not calling people out. You're calling people up. And so that's just been super something that's in my mind this summer. It's just how can I be a leader off the court as well as on the court, and the little things, especially because we spent most of our time in the weight room this summer. And so how can I be a leader in the weight room every single day, day in and out, waking up early, but like who cares? We have the same goal of winning that natty.
When
So
you look at where you were at Marquette and now here in Lexington, what's kind of the thing this year that you're focusing on personally? How do I grow an extra, inch, 2 inches, however much you can do? How do I get better this year? What's the kind of the one area of your game that you're looking at?
yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Let me tell you, I'm always trying to get better, trying to dream bigger, but I would just say being that consistent teammate and player for my team. I think that I'm not gonna have the biggest role on the team that needs to just outperform everyone, do this, do that. But like if I can just be consistent with my leadership, my energy, my play, I think that would be a big role for me this season. And so that's kind of my goal, just being disciplined, consistent on the court with my play, as well as my leadership, and then just being a great teammate. So.
How's kind of been the transition? I was asking some of the ladies about maybe some players that maybe the funniest or coolest, best to hang out with on and off the court. Maybe a player that maybe surprised you didn't know she was as good as she was, stuff like that.
Yeah. Honestly, I am gonna go with Asia. She, like the first open gym, I was like, wow, like Asia is really good and really competitive. I always want to be on her team, even when we're playing. Like it's just like I try to go by her because I know she's going to hold me accountable in every single part of the sport. So that's been one person that I've been really enjoying to work with.
I'm at high stress right now.
Sorry, just kidding.
No, you're good. Where do you want me to look?
I'm good, Molly.
You're good, Hunter?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate you.
Just talk about the expectations, he's another year, Kentucky's favorite,
Yeah.
it happens every year.
Yes, absolutely. I think everyone like has that expectation of winning another SEC championship, but I think this year it kind of goes further. We've been talking about we now have added an SEC tournament, which is brand new. So I think that's in Savannah, Georgia, which will be another opportunity for us to compete and win, and then go to the NCAA tournament, which is just another amazing opportunity this year. But like I said, we just want to go further this year. I think that dream is, and that expectation is just winning, and how can we do it? And there's setbacks for sure. There's gonna be it's not gonna go perfect. Like sports are not perfect, so there's gonna be setbacks for sure. But it's like how can we come back from that? And if we have a bad loss or if we didn't play our best, how can we just come back for that and have that goal in mind of this is the natty, like we want to win a national championship. So
Yeah, I think in the spring I wanted to focus on my knees because I think a lot of the times whenever I was passing, I sprained both MCLs with the knee injuries, so I think I really wanted to focus on my knee health because it always was kind of in the back of my head of passing, of being a little bit nervous that I was going to sprain it again. So I think first I wanted to figure my knees out, and then with that confidence, just focusing a lot of like reps and then early ankles.
I talked to Meredith last week, and who was talking about you, and she said, believe it or not, Asia's arm has gotten stronger, which I don't know how that's possible because you already had a cannon. So what have you been doing in the offseason, I guess, in the gym? How is your arm getting stronger? Because again, when you started at Kentucky, people were really surprised that as a, kind of a defensive specialist outside hybrid, that you had such a strong arm. So I guess what's that been like? How have you been working on that?
Yeah, so one thing that our athletic trainer, Katie, really worked on in the spring was our load. So like instead of kind of hitting up here, a lot of us focus on having this low drawback. You can kind of see a lot of us when we serve, we have that low drawback. And so I think for me, like I feel like I hit it hard, but then my foot would feel like it was like gonna fall off after like super long days. And so I think that definitely helped with like overall like longevity and then just like shoulder health.
How fun has it been to compete with the amount of depth that you all have at the pins this year? year with Hannah and Brooklyn and Eva. How cool has it been to actually have that many athletes going at one another in the gym this year?
Yeah, it's awesome. I feel like we all have like strengths, and then we just bring out the best in each other. I think we're all super competitive. We all really love to win, so I think when we're going at it in practice, whether it's skill groups or 5v5 or 6v6, you know, we all just want to compete because we know like at the end of the day, it's like the best for each other.
I was talking to some of the ladies, of course. New players. How is kind of that dynamic working on and off the court? Anyone that maybe has surprised you with their skill? Maybe someone who's, you know, maybe the funniest, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think like we all are really bought into like getting to know each other off and on the court. So like we all try to get coffee or ice cream with each other. Like maybe I don't feel like as close with this one girl, let me go get coffee with her. So I think that was something we really bought into in the spring and the summer, and just hanging out with each other like outside of practice. Like today we're all going to the pool, you know, we've been watching a lot of Love Island together. And then I think G, which is Georgia, and Brez have definitely kind of been my girls.
I got you. Another year picked to win the SEC. Obviously, you've been here for a couple years now. I guess are you probably used to that kind of pressure of being number one, being the hunted?
So last year we actually were expected to finish third, and so that was definitely the fuel when we were running. We were doing hard workouts, you know, we're on the line, and Spurlock, our strength coach, is kind of screaming like, y'all were picked to finish third, and so I think this year we're first, so it's kind of a new role, but I think that just knowing that we kind of can determine our own destiny, whether we decide to play together, we are kind of in charge of whether or not we win the SEC or not.
And now there's going to be an SEC tournament this year. A little new dynamic for you guys, aside from just winning the regular season. So how do you kind of, are you looking forward to it? Are you guys talking about it? Kind of, what do you think about it?
Yeah, it's kind of a new format. It's almost like club, where it's like kind of a 8-team bracket, I think, and then if you win, you move on. And so I think that is definitely super exciting, just to kind of have that stage of preparing for the tournament, and you play in a big arena, and then if you win, you move on. So I think that's definitely important for preparation when it comes to the tournament. And yeah, I think it will just be fun. Nashville's a fun city, so I think we're all really excited.